and it has nothing to do with my being Alexander. We also have the first locally built landing craft utility, the BRP Tagbanwa. We are doing the acquisition of naval helicopters, Coastwatch, putting up of Coastwatch centers and stations, and other man-of-war, strategic sea-lift vessels, naval helicopters, and other equipment. Side by side with our capability building is the capacity improvement of our personnel. We found that there was apparent disconnect between our existing doctrines, training, human resource management system versus the capacities required by a modern and upgraded Navy. To address this, the performance governance system balanced scorecard has guided us. Likewise, we revised and fine-tuned the Navy's basic doctrine according to the demands of the exigencies of the present. Consequently, we improved on the Navy's human resource management system in order for our personnel to focus more on the delivery of services and make it appropriate to the anticipated arrival of new assets and systems. This includes recruitment, retention, and separation system, as well as the pay and allowances system of our soldiers, of our Marines and sailors. In terms of the organizational capacity development, it is my pride to share with you that the Navy now has 4 ISO 9001-2008 certified units, one of which is the Philippine Navy Finance Center, which is the first ever to be ISO certified in the entire APD&D. This was followed by the recent ISO certification of 3 other PN units, namely the Naval Education Training Command, the Office of the Naval Adjutant, and the Navy Personnel Management System, all offices focused on the welfare of our men and women. As discipline is the bedrock of the military service, we also enforced high standards of discipline among our troops while addressing the morale and welfare of our personnel. While we were doing these 3 C efforts, we never lost sight and consciousness of our equally urgent and important task to perform our mandate. Our support to internal security operations of the Armed Forces of the Philippines remains strong and relevant, as our sailors and Marines in various operating units across the archipelago have performed quite well. On the other hand, our heightened role in the territorial defense has been more pronounced more than ever. We consistently ensured the nation's territorial integrity as clearly manifested in the current challenges in the Kalayaan Island Group and the Panatag Shoal. We have stood foursquare behind the President's pronouncement that, and I quote, "what is ours is ours," end of quote. The Navy has also been consistently at the forefront to support national development as well as disaster response. Our disaster response task units have figured well during typhoons Chedeng, Huaning, Falcon, Pedring, Kiel, Sendong, Pablo. Even as our CBs were building bridges, roads, houses, and schools in other depressed parts of our country. As the Navy is also a conduit of diplomacy and friendly relations with other countries, we also made headways in strengthening bilateral and multilateral relations with other navies in the region. These accomplishments speaks of how, or the ways we do things at the Navy, the way we accomplish our mission, and the way we improve on our capacity and capability. However, it is not up to us, the Navy, to say that we are already credible. Our stakeholders, ang ating mga bosses, the Filipino people, shall be the final arbiter of that. In the long run, they will be the one to decide if indeed we are already credible. This will be a continuing process with the Navy continually exerting efforts at capacity enhancement and capability building its mission accomplishment agenda. And while we do this, we also continue to engage our stakeholders to identify in our course and our cause, and in turn pitch into the attainment of our aim to become truly credible. I shall now stand relieved, content with the fact that I shall relinquish a command of a Navy that is, modesty aside, a lot better off when I assumed. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our destination, a strong and credible Navy that this maritime nation can be proud of is now in sight. I now take leave before all of you. It has been a long, meaningful, prolific voyage with rough winds and turbulent waters every now and then, but I am both proud and humbled to have experienced it all. I take pride in knowing that for the 715 days that I stand at the helm of the Navy, we have covered considerable distance to arrive at our destination at the right pace, the right direction, and the right way. And as I pass on the helm to my successor, Vice Admiral Alano, I am happy to know that I will pass it on to another capable master and commander who will now steward and champion the aspirations of a strong and credible Navy. Congratulations and best wishes, Mr. As you assume this very important role in our Navy. Rest assured, you will be taking over a strong and capable force of 23,000 Navy men and women who are highly competent, driven, and motivated professionals, whom you can count on in moving our Navy towards mission accomplishment at an all-time high. To all the men and women of our Navy, sailors, Marines, civilian employees, I trust that you will give the same, if not even amount of confidence and support to Vice Admiral Alano as you have given me as your flag officer in command. Before I end, ladies and gentlemen, please indulge me. Magre-retire na po ako. And allow me to acknowledge those who made me what I am and get to the face of my life professionally and personally. First and foremost, to God Almighty, who made this humble being an instrument of His will. To His Excellency, President Benigno Simeon Aquino III, for the trust and confidence, sir, that you have given me to be the skipper of the Navy this past 715 days. To the Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Voltaire Gasmin, for the guidance and support for me to lead the Navy in accordance with its mandate. To the Chief of Staff, for his General Jesse De Llosa, for his leadership of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. To the members of the Philippine Navy Board of Advisors, selfish assistance in providing us with insights and opportunities to further align our efforts in accordance with the PNSAIL plan. To my predecessors, some of whom are here present with us today, for the inspiration and insights they have so willingly shared to us. To my classmates in the Philippine Military Academy, class of 1979, for the support and loyalty to this Mista of yours for the past 37 years and counting. And of course, to all the sailors and Marines all around the archipelago and even abroad for your cooperation, help, and trust in my leadership, friends and colleagues in the Navy, that we have gone a long way together. And finally, to the most important people in my life, my family, my mother, please stand, Mrs. Alice Pama, my wife, Carlette, my eternal bunkmate, my #1 critic and fan, my two sons, Gorby and Archie, sumayaw po sila, ayaw nila akong paiyakin eh. My siblings who are here today, please rise, and their kids, led by Bong Pama. My uncle, Captain Bernardo Estepar Patino, Philippine Navy retired, and his wife, Ayeng. Allow me also to acknowledge special friend, Mrs. Merceditas Teodoro. Ma'am, please rise. The Almario family. Thank you. And of course, bago po ako malasin, ang aking pong Mrs. Nelly Aquino. I am her favorite son-in-law dahil isa lang po anak niyang babae. Sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat po mabuhay po kayo, mabuhay ang hukbong dagat ng Pilipinas, mabuhay po tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir.
Now, the Secretary of National Defense, the Honorable Voltaire Tubera Gasmin, will now introduce our presiding officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III.
Thank you. Thank you. Please sit down. Secretary Voltaire Gasmin, the Chief of Staff, General Jesse De Llosa, Vice Admiral Alexander Pama, Vice Admiral Jose Luis Alano, Lieutenant General Manuel Bautista of the Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Lauro Catalino de la Cruz of the Philippine Air Force, Rear Admiral Rodolfo Aisorena of the Philippine Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Orwen Cortez of the Philippine Fleet, Major General Rustico Guerrero, Philippine Marine Corps, Mayor Alfredo Lim, Representative Rodolfo Biason, Commissioner Ricardo David, former flag officers in command, Philippine Navy, officers, men and women of the Philippine Navy, fellow workers in government, honored members of the Defense Attaché Corps, honored guests, mga minamahal ko pong kababayan, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Talaga po yata ang panahon ngayon ng pagsasara ng mga lumang kabanata upang lumipat sa ibang pahinan ng kasaysayan ng ating mga institusyon. Ng pagpapaalam sa mga lilisan at pagre-retiro, habang naman ang mga hahalili at magdidilig sa mga naipunla ng pagbabago. Nasasabi ko po yan dahil ito ang ikatlong pagpapalit atas na dinaluhan natin sa loob lamang ng isang linggo. Noong nakaraang Biyernes, pinangunahan natin ang paghalili ni Rear Admiral Rodolfo Aisorena bilang bagong komandante ng Coast Guard, habang opisyal naman tinanggap ni General Alan Purisima ang kanyang bagong hamon bilang hepe ng PNP kahapon. Ngayong hapon, kasabay sa pagbibigay-pugay natin sa matagumpay at mahabang paglilingkod ni Vice Admiral Alexander Pama sa sambayanan, atin namang sinasalubong ang pag-aatang ng tungkulin kay Vice Admiral Jose Luis Alano bilang bagong flag officer in command ng hukbong dagat ng Pilipinas. Gaya ng lagi nating idinidiin, ang ganitong mga okasyon ay hudyat ng isang bagong pag-asa at mas kapanapanabik na paglalakbay ng inyong hanay sa landas ng katwiran, katarungan at sa loob halos ng 2 taon. Dahil sa maragal at masigasig na pamumuno ni Vice Admiral Pama, naitimon ang Philippine Navy sa pampang ng karangalan at may paninindigan na talaga namang iginagalang ng lipunan. Bilang kapitan ng hukbong dagat, hindi lamang ang pagtupad sa Navy Strategic Sail Plan 2020 ang tinutukan ni Vice Admiral Pama. Nagawa rin niyang itindig ang Support Your Navy Foundation at makalikom na mahigit 1 milyong piso para sa mga programang pang-edukasyon at pangkalusugan ng hukbong dagat. Mukhang maliit ho yata yung nalikom. Pwede ho natin dagdagan. Ganon kayo kalakas sa akin. Doon para alam mo. Ang ganitong uri ng pamumuno, ang inaasahan natin ipagpapatuloy at higit pang lilinangin ni Vice Admiral Alano bilang bagong flag officer in command ng Philippine Navy. Kay Vice Admiral, umaasa ang sambayanang Pilipino na itutuloy mo ang paglalayag ng ating hukbong dagat. Magagapin natin ang banta ng anumang terorismo. Makakabangon tayo sa mahagupit ng kalamidad at mapapangibabawan natin ang sino mang magtatangkang lunurin ang mga reformang ating nasimulan. Sikapin mong gabayan at suportan ang bawat kalalakihan at kababaihan ng Philippine Navy, mula sa mga mandaragat ng Philippine Fleet hanggang sa mga mandarigma ng Philippine Marine Corps. Mulat naman tayo sa dating malungkot na kalagayan ng Philippine Navy. Paano mo naman may papagtanggol ang iyong kapwa kung puro mga dekating na bangka at maliliit at kinakalawang na barko ang inaasahan niya? Tapos na po ang yugtong ito. Dahil sa inyong pagpupursigit tapang, dahil sa kahandaan ninyong manindigan para sa ating teritoryo at karapatan, maaari na tayong humarap sa kahit sino at ipagsigawang Philippine Navy ako, Pilipino, marangal at matatag.